So how's it going, everybody? This is the CEO of Yapping. I'm back again with some more yapping for you guys. Now, you can obviously tell based on the title that today, the topic I want to talk about is breakups and how to deal with them. Now, when I'm talking about this, obviously, as a guy, like a teenage guy, generally I'm talking to other teenage guys, and that's not me saying that this video can't apply to girls or can't apply to guys who are older, but generally when I'm speaking, I'm going to be addressing guys who are around my age and can relate the most to what I'm saying. And the other thing I want to say is I am obviously not a licensed professional, so do not take this as me acting like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just an 18-year-old guy who's been in a few relationships, and I want to talk about specifically how to deal with getting out of a relationship when you break up and how to deal with that point in your life, because it really fucking sucks. Like, without me sugarcoating it, it's really ass. So that's really what I want to talk about today, so let's hop right into it. So the first thing that I would say is the most important is you have to allow yourself to feel the way that you feel. So if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're frustrated, whatever, these are all normal feelings, and you have to realize that. You can't just like try to bury your emotions, because all that's gonna do is make it worse. Like, think of it this way. If you fell off your bike, like, I don't know, let's just say you're riding your bike down the street, right, with your friends in the neighborhood. If you fell down and scraped the living shit out of your knee, right, you're not just gonna get up and start walking and be like, all right, bet, like, let's just hop right back on the fucking bike. No, you're gonna go take good care of your leg. You're gonna fucking you're gonna sanitize it. You're gonna put a bandage on it so your leg isn't fucked up. You put a band-aid on, whatever. You're not just gonna act like your leg didn't hurt and move on with the rest of the day, because you know what's gonna happen if you do that? If you don't let your leg heal, your leg is gonna hurt you every day for the rest of your life. If you just act like your leg isn't in pain and it's not fucked up, and you just continue to use it like there's nothing wrong. And it's the exact same way with feeling your emotions in your relationship. Your mind and your physical and your emotional well-being is just equally as important as your physical well-being, and I think a lot of people don't recognize that. So I think the next thing that's the most important is you have to establish boundaries with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the fuck. You have to establish boundaries with them, because what I see too often, and what I see from some of my friends even in real life, and you know who you are if you're watching this, you motherfucker. You go through breakups, right? And the first thing you do is you'll go, oh, I'm not with her anymore, but like, we could still be friends. And me personally, it can't work that way the majority of the time overall. And 100% of the time, it cannot work like that right away. You need to set boundaries with your ex and give them and yourself the necessary space and time to heal. So that might mean reducing contact with them temporarily to avoid like reopening like wounds and how you feel emotionally, or just prolonging the grieving process more. So I would advise personally to just cease all contact with them, at least for a little while, until you're doing better. You don't want to just continue to be friends with them after you broke up and act like nothing happened, because all that's going to do is remind you every day that, hey, you still like her, she's still right in front of you, but you can't be with her. You're basically getting friend zoned after you were already in, which is, I've never been through something like that, but if I had been through something like that, that would fuck me up emotionally so much. So I would strongly advise not to do that, because I see way too many guys do that. All it's going to do is make the problem worse, so definitely establish boundaries. So the next thing that I think is important that you should definitely be doing is taking care of your emotional and physical well-being. And what I mean by this is generally just to stay occupied. If you prioritize activities that promote your physical and your emotional well-being, and like this could be anything involving exercise, eating good, getting good sleep, meditating, relaxing. I personally meditate every night before I go to bed. It just helps me clear out all the noise in my head and fall asleep much easier. But if you take care of yourself and you put all of those negative emotions into bettering yourself. Like, you see all these memes online, like, especially personally, I see it on Instagram, where guys, like, they make these stupid videos that are, like, meant for satire, but they also have some real world value, where a guy is, like, fucked up over a relationship, and there's always that one guy in the corner of the gym, like, with his beats on full volume, with his hoodie up, just locked in the corner, fucking up some reps, going for a PR. Like, that's basically what I'm saying to do. You should let the negative emotions that you're feeling fuel you towards being better for yourself. And staying occupied is just important in general. It doesn't have to be like weightlifting or going to the gym. You can do anything that you enjoy that would divert your attention from dwelling on the breakup. Now, again, that's not me saying that you're not allowed to mourn the breakup. That's definitely like a real thing, and that takes time to do, so you should obviously think about it. But at the same time, don't just sit around all day dwelling on it and being sad, because all that's going to do is make it worse. You have to do things to occupy yourself, like hit the gym, I already said as an example. If you're someone like me who would enjoy creating videos, start a YouTube channel, talk about things. I did this recently as a way to occupy myself. Not that I'm going through a breakup, but it's an idea. You can play games, you can do whatever you want to do to occupy your mind, but the worst thing you can do is sit around and just think about it. So, I don't know, write, paint, play music, listen to music, do something, bro, but stay occupied. And again, prioritize your mental and physical well-being. It's a big part of it. So another thing that I think is definitely, this is probably one of the most important things that I'm going to talk about. You have to know that you can rely on your social support network. Now, whoever you reach out to, it doesn't really matter as long as you do try to reach out to somebody. So you can reach out to your friends. If you don't have any friends, I know there are people out there that really don't have any friends. If you don't have any friends, talk to a family member. If you don't have a family member who you can talk to someone, anyone in your life who genuinely gives a shit about you. If you don't have anyone in your life who gives a shit about you, really consider therapy, because they do care. I know the general consensus with therapy is they give a shit because they want your money. They don't actually give a shit about you. I've tried therapy in the past, and I personally haven't liked it, but it's not because the therapist doesn't give a shit about you. I've never felt that way. That's just kind of a stigma that people say who have never actually talked to a therapist before, and they're looking for a reason not to. So if you don't have any of the things that I said and you have no one to reach out to, definitely consider a therapist. There are literally free therapists. You can look this up online. Literally people who volunteer just to talk to you and get you through your problems. And if you have no one else, you can't afford therapy, there's no free therapy that you can find, nothing, comment on this video and I got you, okay? There is never an excuse not to talk to somebody. If you're at rock bottom, you got me, bro, okay? You got your boy Yap. So I'll talk to you in the comments if you got nobody else. But it really is important to know that you can reach out to someone and they can offer you insight. You can talk to people about it. It'll make you feel so much better if you actually talk about your problems and not just act like they don't exist. So the last thing I think that you should really do is reflect on the relationship. You need to take some time to reflect on the relationship and the lessons that you've learned from it. Now, a lot of people, they won't reflect on their relationships. Like, I've seen this online so many times where a guy will break up with a girl and they'll try to talk to people online about it, like in a community, whether it's a Discord server or Reddit. And without the people talking to the guy knowing anything about him, they'll just go, oh yeah, bro, it's her loss. Like, that's a L, bro. You're such a W guy. You need to look introspectively and really take some deep meditation and think about this. Are you the reason that relationship didn't last? Was it your fault? Were you too clingy? Were you being toxic? Were you being stupid in any way? Think about it to yourself. Really reflect on it and think about if you're the reason. Now, if you're objectively not the reason, then reflect on why, even though it wasn't your fault, that you still chose to be with that girl with you knowing that problem. Obviously, you don't anymore, but reflect on why you got with that girl to begin with, even though you saw that problem. So if you do this, it can really help you provide closure and help you grow from the experience. So I would say definitely reflect on that, and it can also help you to figure out what you could have done differently. I would also like to say that a very big part of getting through a breakup is maintaining a positive and a hopeful mindset. You have to remember that healing takes time. It's normal to experience whatever range of emotions you're going through. You can go from happy to sad in like 2 seconds. It's normal, bro. You just gotta stay optimistic about the future and trust that you will come out of the experience stronger, knowing more. So I think on that note, I have pretty much touched on everything I want to talk about in this video. If you have anything, future video ideas, if you just want to talk to me in the comments, say what's good. Again, if you got no one else to talk to about a breakup, your boy Yaps got you. Drop a comment. I'll reply to it. We can have as long of a conversation as you want. I got you. I don't want to see young men struggling. So again, on that note, thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you, especially if you made it to the end right here. Let me blow you a kiss, buddy. I appreciate you. Hey, there's nothing you can do about it. You already got kissed. All right, let me stop trolling, bro, before someone thinks I'm actually gay. I'm about to log off this video. Thank you guys for watching to the end, and I will see you in the next video. I'm out of here. Peace.